I'm Johnny Garage Johnson, and this is Hardcore Garage. So this is it. This is the true test. If it really happened, I am on my way to the bank. And they're supposed to have me a stack of cash ready. Kind of a bittersweet moment, honestly. I got elevated heart rate right now. We're about to see what happens. Here, let's go in here and see what they say. So here we are walking out of the bank, and let's start this bad boy up. So what did I really do? Do I even want to tell you right now, or make you wait a little longer? Several people already heard anyway, so I guess it's no big deal. I sold the Sonoma GT. Yes, I did. Wasn't really on purpose necessarily, but I think, at least for me, everything has a price. I mean, pretty much everything, other than like people, has a price. And I think when you're trying to sell something, or maybe not even trying to sell something, if somebody proves they want it more than you, that's how things work out. So it is what it is at this point. I'm sure some of you guys have seen on different posts, people be looking for shit, and I'll throw the GT out there. If somebody wants to pay my money, then they can have it. Usually people back off. Pretty sure it's the other than Cyborg, the highest price that the Sonoma GT has ever sold for. And this guy just said, yeah, I want it. No hesitation. He did kind of argue with me a little bit at first when I talked to him on the phone, that, he offered me 17, and of course he said, I can buy a Syclone for 18, and I said, I could have bought a Syclone if that's what I wanted, but I didn't want a Syclone. That's why I've got this GT that's so nice. And he agreed. And it was strange, I thought scam, the things that the guy was saying. He wants to send a shipper after it. Gonna wire me the money, and there was all kinds of sketchiness in my brain, thinking, man, is somebody scamming me? But at the same time, you want to not miss out on something just because you're scared, necessarily. So I did everything that I could possibly do to try to protect myself. I opened up a brand new bank account, put $100 in it, so he couldn't touch all my money by having my bank account number, which I don't know that that's absolutely possible. But then there's always a chance, the bank says, that the scammers are they're freaking good at what they do, and they're manipulating the systems, and there's still possibility, even though I have this cash on my person, that somehow or another it could come back. And I'd be responsible. So there's still that little bit of worry, even though I've got this money in my pocket, that things might not be the way they seem. I totally expected, originally I thought the guy's going to say, hey, I'm going to send you $3 or $4 grand more so you can pay for the shipper. That's usually where they get you. They get some of your cash right there, and they end up with your car. Or you just send back some of the money, and you never hear from them again. So, you gotta be on your toes for all that stuff. Honestly, it is such a weird, this whole week has just been weird, man. This dude contacted me about a week ago. And, said that he wanted it. Wanted me to make a video of it, walk around, just kind of give him the details of everything. I did all that. Sent him all the information, kind of back and forth. He was supposed to have sent me the money on Thursday last week, and it never came, which he had sent me a message. I had to have a bill of sale or an invoice for him so he knew what he was sending the money for. And I sent that, and he said thanks, and that he would be back on Thursday. He was going out of town with his kids for vacation before they went back to school or something like that. Anyway, well, I never got no call Thursday. I never replied to that message either. I was at that point, I don't know, I was kind of frustrated, like I said, just feeling like it was a scam or just somebody just pulling my chain, you know what I mean, wasting my time. So I never replied to the last email. I kind of at that point had just decided I wasn't going to do it. So that's in that same time frame as when Jeff and I decide that we are going to go to Carlisle on Thursday evening. When I hadn't heard from the guy, I said, for sure, I'm going to go, man. You tell me what you want to do. And I even offered, I said, you know, as crazy as it sounds, if you want to take my truck, we can, but I want you to drive because I need this weekend to just not be thinking. I want to just relax, be a passenger. And of course, he decided he wanted to drive his GT, and I totally understand that too. And I'm glad because Friday he picks me up. We're on the way to Carlisle, and I get the text that says the money's been sent. And then probably 15 minutes later, I get a call from my bank saying that somebody is trying to wire me money. Was I expecting money? Yes. So then my emotions go crazy off the chain the other direction. Oh my gosh, it is gone. It's not mine no more. Assuming that it's real. And then, we get to Carlisle, and what do you think everyone's first question is when they see me? Where's the GT? Sold it. And everyone's like, oh, whatever, you're lying. You're lying just like you said you weren't coming. No, I really sold it. I didn't think that I did, and I'm not even still sure that I did, is what I'm telling these people. I won't know for sure until that cash is in my hands. And people were freaking out. Some people were sad. Other people were kind of happy that, we've honestly raised the price of Syclones, Typhoons, and Sonoma GTs by several $1,000s by doing that. It set a precedence. So the next time somebody tries to lowball somebody on a Syclone or Typhoon, they're going to say, dude, didn't you see where that Sonoma GT just sold for this amount? And that's legit. That's how prices are set. Something I really never even thought about in this whole process, which is another cool little layer of everything, honestly. Some people don't want S10s to be high dollar vehicles, and some of us do. Obviously, everyone likes to buy low and sell high. And that was never my intention to sell that truck. It's never my intention to sell any of my vehicles, but I always have a number in the back of my mind. If somebody offers that number, it's theirs. It's gone. I'm on to the next project. I mean, unless it's something that just means the world to me, like my 89 Slime Time. And that's the very first brand new truck I ever had. I'm the only one that's ever put mileage on that thing. So I can say that it's, physically not for sale, but at the same time, ridiculous amounts. Somebody come offer you $100,000 for a freaking S10 pickup. I don't know what I have in it, and there's sentimental value there too. But I think $100,000, you have to be seriously thinking about selling your shit. But the facts are, up until I had went to Carlisle, or around what would have been 2015, 14, somewhere around there, I never even heard of a Sonoma GT. So that was never on my radar as some like dream truck that I wanted. It just kind of fell into my lap on accident. I wasn't even really looking to buy a Sonoma GT when I bought that one. I was trying to convert my 1990 to a Sonoma GT interior. So I was buying up interior parts, and somebody said, why don't you just buy my GT? So I did. As far as like dream trucks, if you've known me, an 89 Cameo, I've wanted one of them for the longest times. I've bugged Woody, incessantly, sell me your red one. I want a red one. Red. He has white, he has black, he has red, he has all of them, but the red, to me, and I still firmly believe it's the rarest color, and maybe that's why. I'm not really a red fan. I definitely don't want black. And the white's it just doesn't pop, man. Of course, my 89 was white also. It was not a Cameo, but it was white, and I love white vehicles. But in the Cameo, red is what I wanted, man. It's what I've wanted for the last 10 or 15 years. So when this one came up, and hell, I'd buy another red Cameo. One came up that was, nicer body than this, and I would definitely buy a Californian ST if somebody wants to get rid of one of those. Hit me up, please. I spent the weekend watching eBay and Marketplace, Cyclones, Typhoons, things like that, and I just don't know if that's what I want, man. I've never been one of those Cyclone, Typhoon guys that they just don't do it for me. I think they're awesome. There's nothing wrong with that, and I don't hate them. Obviously, they're freaking amazing trucks. So, I do love them, but it's never been on my list. It just really hasn't. So, if you see me with one of those, something crazy happened. And I don't know that I would necessarily, it just seems like a Cyclone and a Typhoon, they're so hard to customize and make them personal. It's all-wheel drive, so yeah, you can lower it a little bit. You're limited to the wheels that you can put on, being the four-wheel drive. And do you really want to modify the crap out of one of those? Because that's when you start having issues, when you've modified the motor. Everyone always says leave it stock if you want to drive it. You don't want it on jack stands all the time. And I'm sure the $1 million question is still out there. How much did you sell it for? Inquiring minds want to know. I just hope that Brian Rose, who's the original guy that sold me the shell, if you want to call it that, and Andrew Clark Smith, the guy that painted it, I hope neither of them two guys get upset because it's sold. That was never my intentions when I bought it to flip it and just make money off of your guys' generosity and stuff like that. It's just what happens, man. Like I said, the number was out there and I got to take it. Well, I'm back in the hardcore garage. She's still sitting over there. He'll be sending a shipping truck for it. I don't know if that's going to be flatbed, semi-truck. I don't know. We're going to work on them details probably later today, I imagine. Get me a little frustrated, or not frustrated, a little flustered being this close to it. So again, what did I sell it for? $1,000 bundles there, guys. So that's the lowdown skinny of the whole situation. What can I say, guys? It is what it is. Keep on trucking. We got other things in the mix. You know we do. She'll forever be memorialized in our hardcore garage sign. Never forgotten. The one that started it all.